Aaron Sparrow.
What's your prediction for the fight, then?
Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Pain.
Andy Warhol and John Waters, in conjunction with Saliva Productions, present Jim Barrie's beloved children's classic, Peter Pan.
I think I see him.
No, that's just a cloud.
No, it's not. It's Peter.
I'm flying. Look at me way up high, suddenly here am I, I'm flying.
Yes, it's divine, starring as the boy who wouldn't grow up.
I won't grow up.
I won't go up.
I don't want to go to school.
I don't want to go to school.
Just to learn to be a parrot.
Just to learn to be a parrot.
And recite a silly rule.
And recite a silly.
What?
Registered commies, not guns.
Oh, he was probably a member of the National Rifle Association. There was a group that helped criminals get guns so they could shoot citizens.
Tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. It's been 3 long years. Do ya still want me? If I don't see a ribbon round the old oak tree, I'll stay on the bus, forget about us, put the blame on me.
Did you know that every 7 minutes a black person is born in this country without soul? Hello, I'm B.B. King. Won't you help Don Simmons and the thousands of others that suffer from this tragic disorder? Its cruel symptoms can strike anyone. Let's take a look.
I think the Republican Party has done one heck of a job. Don't you, June?
I'll say, Ward, we Republicans have turned this country around.
Safety and good mileage are the 2 things I looked for in a new car. That's why I bought a Volvo station wagon.
Hi, I'm president of the David Hartman fan club here in Glendale. I've even met David Hartman once. What a neat guy.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cherry. A sweep is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheroo. Good luck will rub off when I shake hands with you.
This is B.B. King saying, won't you please give, so that Don Simmons here and so many others can become useful members of society.
Or below me a kiss, and that's lucky too.
Right to blacks without soul. Post Office Box 1305A, Atlanta, Georgia.
This is where he every day I'm wearing a necklace like this, and he's in this urn.
Is his ashes?
Yeah, his ashes right here and here. Yep. So both of my grandpas are here.
What's that other thing on the necklace?
It's a Punisher emblem.
What's that about?
I like the Punisher just because he's he takes his the law into his own hands to punish the people that.
A 1, 2, 3, 4.
A ding, a ding.
Oh, what's that sound?
It's the gravy boat.
A
coming around. It's not a navy boat.
It's the gravy boat.
Filled with bravery, savory, sailor folk.
Sailors in your mouth. Sailors in your mouth.
Dude, you don't have to be ashamed or anything.
But I'm not a fudge packer.
Then why are you packing fudge?
I'm not. I'm a very busy actor. I'm just here trying to get away for a weekend and do some fly fishing.
Dude, you are in a fudge factory packing fudge.
Oh, that does it. I will sue you.
For what?
You can't just call somebody a fudge packer and get away with it. Hey, is that fudge packer Tom?
Well, hello and Merry Christmas. So, where's your little one? Oh, you're a big boy, aren't you? Is he retarded? I got this one. So, son, what would you like for Christmas, huh?
Did you fuck my mom?
What?
Did you fuck my mom?
What do you mean?
Did you fuck my mom, Santa Claus? Did you fuck my mom?
No.
Did you fuck her? No. Did you fuck my fucking mom? Did you fuck my mom, Santa? Ah! He's biting my leg! Charlie, get him over! He's trying to kill me!
All right. Come out or I'll blast you.
Originally settled as Ocean View during the 1850s, the city's population boomed with displaced
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fantastic Comics Presents. We're going to call this a relaunch, a zero issue, maybe just like a little pamphlet that you found in another magazine that you didn't really want to rip out, so you kept in to keep the mintness of your comic book intact, but you really end up hating it ultimately. And I understand. It's a necessary evil. And I want to let everybody know on the last episode, because we run Tuesdays at 8 o'clock. I wasn't quite sure if we'll be doing this in the future, at least in this way. And if everything is going okay right now, because it's just a little test, you might actually be hearing me right now. And for those of you at home that are like, what did I stumble on? Let me tell you.
My name is
Yule Carter, comic book retailer in Berkeley, California.
That's right. That's me, Yule Carter. I run a comic book store in Berkeley, California. We're open Wednesday through Sunday, except for on special occasions. Every Wednesday through Sunday, 12 to 5 p.m. This Friday, tomorrow, there is, a lot of people have sales, and we're going to do the same thing. Just on graphic novels, though, we're going to have a 20% off sale. And really, normally, I don't have sales on my graphic novels because, I curate that stuff, and I don't want it to leave just, I want to get it even more fine-tuned. So this is the best chance for you, at least right now, to come in and get a super cheap graphic novel. It even counts towards omnibus editions, which are usually about $150, $125. So make sure you come on in tomorrow. Make it busy time. Because if we should have a crazy, crazy amount, I don't know what the break off would be. I didn't announce it. If you follow our Substack, you might have read the article that I think we came out about this. I'm thinking if we hit a goal, we're going to have a real special sale on Sunday. But that doesn't mean you should wait. You got to make it happen. So come on in and get the stuff that you really want right now. Maybe for other people, maybe for yourself. But like I said, it's graphic novels on Friday. Saturday is Small Business Saturday. Thank you, Amex. Just when everything would look like it was all cyber, they were like, hey, everybody, go to your local store, local comic book store, local record store, local, I don't know, what other local stores do you have? Let me know in the comments down below. And if there's anybody out there live right now, well, you know to expect this, but hello. Oh my God, it's late to be starting a big beer now. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do this for me. You know, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. What are you thankful for? I'm thankful that I can actually have a beer and not have a problem with it. I'm also thankful, and you saw this last Tuesday, but I didn't get dinged for it. I'm also thankful for this.
Taylor the tying run. Edmund the winning run. Cortez delivers. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone! Gibby, meet Freddie!
I've heard I love LA a lot in my life, and I love to hear it at the end of a Dodger game. It's so great. I love it. It's just so great. If you're out there and you're interested in who that guy was that was talking about his comic book, that was Aaron Sparrow. We had him on a couple episodes ago in the previous volume. And if you haven't seen his Kickstarter, I have it in the description down below. You can go to it. It's only a few more days. Get to that next level so we can get another sticker or card or whatever the hell he's shilling on the top of it. It's free. You got to do it. I mean, not the comic, but whatever we get with it. So make sure. And if you're a customer of mine, expect to see it in the store for sure. But here's the little promo for it. Oh man, I'm getting used to this. Hold on a sec.
Betrayed, defeated, banished to the timeless void for 40 years. But at long last, I have returned. And I will burn my name in the firmament, so that when my enemies, when the whole world falls to its knees, to cry out whatever God will hear their pleas, they will see my name etched across the heavens, and know that I, Doomface, have been the architect of their subjugation. All shall kneel before Doomface.
Imagine how it's gonna feel as you beg for
That was awesome. I need to get that guy to do our song. Wouldn't that be great? I think I'm going to try and get that happen. I talked to him enough. First up, and only up, Elithilor. Wow, this is a welcome surprise. Well, thank you very much. Should I do these a little bit more often? Later at night? Earlier in the night? Should I try and take on the big boys that talk about comic books? Should I talk about those people while they're talking so, I can get people pissed? Oh no, this person's talking about comics. Elithilor, if there's a specific thing you want me to talk about for 5 minutes, don't make it so esoteric I can't figure it out. I have another banner I made for this. The Fantastic Comics Shilling banner. It's all about the video and liking it and subscribing to the channel if you haven't. And if you have, hit the bell for notifications. You should have got a notification if you've gone on YouTube, or even not. You should make sure you get alerted to that, because you want to know about when I do stuff like this, right? And also other things that we ask for money, Patreon, but not Instagram and not Substack, that kind of stuff. I'm cutting free of Facebook. I'm cutting free of Twitter. I'm just going to boil everything down to one social media platform, which is Instagram. I like it because it's mostly pictures, and I get more interaction with that than I do any of the other things other than here on YouTube. And I don't really consider it quite the same. So, yeah. And if, I don't know, is there anything more to say to that? All right. I got a response. Don't trust me with that kind of power. Okay. I won't. What do you think about the setup? Is this working okay? Was there a hiccup on one of the videos? Not the one that I didn't push properly. Like I said, I'm kind of getting used to this, and I wish already that there's maybe a few things that were a little bit different, and maybe everything's still, I guess, technically in the beta. So, how long is that going to be? Yeah. Oh, you know what? So as I have this scrolling, it doesn't show my name. Oh no, I have it so that it won't show my name. Let me see. That's disable cam, but it doesn't show up. I'll have to figure out that. Let's see. Not that it really matters. I don't really care that anybody knows how to spell my name properly. I'll just make sure to make Yule Shilling, Fantastic Comics Shilling with Yule or something, so you'll know. Let's see. Do you think there's an ongoing... Do you think an ongoing What If series could maintain sales? Okay. That's a good one. Do I trust Marvel to do it properly? No. Let's see. What if... So for people that don't know, think of your favorite television program when someone gets knocked on the head and they go into a dream state. And if it's not a clip show, then it's a make-believe situation, right? And you don't really, you have, it's Christmas time, right? We're done with Thanksgiving, right? So it's Christmas time. Your very special episode of a Michael J. Fox program. He'll have some thing that he has to come to grips with, and then they'll do the whole Ebenezer Scrooge type thing. Banana asks, hey, do I want to buy comics? Maybe. You got some good stuff? Is it a lot? Do I have to put... It all depends. I mean, I have so little space in my store that I have to really think about what I'm picking up. But I'm hoping that with a good sale this weekend, I'll need to get a lot more comics. So give me a call in a week or two, or come in. We'll talk about what you got. All right. So going back to the what if. For those of you that don't know, it's just an event at Marvel where it's talked about amongst fans. It went a certain way, and it could have gone a different way. And some people suppose, whether or not, maybe it should have happened. Gwen Stacy dying. Number one, how did she die? Was it exactly because of the Green Goblin throwing her off? Was she already dead? Was it because of Spider-Man breaking her neck on preventing her from falling, hit the ground? All that stuff. And you can approach that in a bunch of different ways, but the most important thing is what happens if she would have lived? Hell, that's an even better one to pay attention to now, what with all the Mary Jane stuff that happened later on. In what way is that? I think it's always the Watcher coming out and saying, oh, the universe goes this way, and, we expect things to go the way we do, but what if this were to happen? Let me show you how it might be. And at the end of the issue, usually the same thing that would have happened anyway happens. What if Daredevil only lost the ability to taste? The problem with what if comic books now, before the ones that are coming out now, the ones that came out not too far recently, it's what if the Dark, Dark Venom Dark or whatever. And it's basically, what if some other jerk off in the Marvel universe got the Venom costume, except they're all superheroes? And it's like, whoopty shit, right? Well, now they're doing, what if a Disney character became one of the superheroes? And even before all of those garbage ones, the what ifs that were happening were more like, it was like, what if the event? And, it's just like, whatever it might, like, what if Annihilation? And it's like, what about it? And it's just, I think it kind of ran its course. But if you really took a look at things and really wanted to go back into the history of Marvel and tell a good story, pertaining to the what if, I think it could be very good. But it has to be creative teams that are worth a damn. It can't be. It can't just be a garbage book that you're going to put Stephanie Phillips on and whatever artist from, whatever, AI, whatever computer, whatever country, when they aren't really solid enough to really carry it. It doesn't have to be the same person all the time. I think a quarterly what if would be really nice. But, would it sell very well? Probably not. Anthologies overall don't. But if you make it really super special, like, all right, so DC makes their Elseworlds not very special. And Marvel's now doing that with What If. DC's, we got this long storyline, and, you got to read all this shit just to read a What If or an Elseworld story and a What If story. And it's just, I can't handle it anymore. There's plenty of in continuity, changing continuity comics to pay attention to. I don't need to really pay attention to all the stuff that's make-believe also. They've got the Absolute Universe right now. That's really super hot. If you could somehow do the what if like that, that would be pretty hot for a while. But again, you need a good creative team. Start with Hickman. Start with Cicchetto. Maybe what if Ultimate Spider-Man, I don't know, something. They really haven't gotten anything yet. What if they only had one kid? Lane Kramer, yo. Good evening, Mr. Yule. Or hey there, Mr. Yule. Hey, how's it going? Let's see. What if the Dark was a mixed bag, but I just wish we got a line of what ifs without an overarching theme. Yeah, see, that's my point. I really wanted to see a complex Brave and the Bold. I really wanted to see a complex Marvel Comics Presents, or not Comics Presents, Marvel Team Up. But every time they do it, it's very lame. And there have been continuing threads that would run in through those books from time to time, but it's always the Batman or the Spider-Man story, and then these other characters came in. Unless it was like a 3-parter where it was like Doctor Strange and Clea and Wong, or something like that. It makes sense, but it's really just 3 issues of Spidey and Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? But when Mark Waid, and this has nothing, well, actually for me, it has a lot to do with Mark Waid. He really overall lets me down as a storyteller. Not always, but more often than not. He's probably like 40-60, 40 good, 60 bad. His Brave and the Bold just really didn't do it for me because he was trying to string everything together, and the thing that you allow for Marvel Team Up, the thing you allow for DC Comics Presents and that kind of Marvel 2-in-1 is that there's going to be those hokey happenstance situations that they just happen to come along at this time and it's okay, but then you got this what ifs dark overarching story. Not my type of thing. Hey, if we just talk Yule some comics, send me an invite. If we just talk in Yule some comics, send me an invite. What, you want to be on? Maybe when I figure out this, I can invite a guest, but let me see. Invite a guest. You know what? Hold on a second. I could live and in person for once. Get to pick. What do you mean? You know what? All right, hold on a second. I got some Atari Force comics, and I think they're complete. And I want them all, but they're not worth the shit. Okay, yes. All right, Lane. Hold on a sec. You know what? I'm not going to just invite Lane. Wait, maybe I should have just copied. Well, I'll just copy it this way. I'm going to put this in the chat. Anybody can take advantage of this until you bore me. You don't have to have a camera on, but, it'd be nice. All right, let's go. Let's see if that works. Invite a guest. All right. So, until that happens, let's see here. All right, so I've got the shilling going on. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah. So you should check out our Patreon page. You get very little for it, but sometimes we put stuff on. It's one of the best ways to, let us know that you're. I thought I put it in here. Hold on a sec. Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can figure this out. It's pretty quick, but there's here it is. Oh, it is already in the list? Okay, all right, hold on. It's always when I'm shilling too, seriously. Oh, there it is. So yeah, you want to get, you want me to see you giving me money, and the best way is Patreon, because you appreciate me and everything I do.
My last name is Costanza. That's Italian. So you and I are kind of like countrymen. Huh? Paisanos! 650 your change. Ah, yes. And I always take care of my paisanos. So here's a little something.
Antonio! Si! Vieni qua! Questa misera!
Oh, that's interesting. I can hear Lane backstage. Could you all hear him? I'm not sure. Say something to me, Lane. Hey to everybody live. I know I already said it once, but I want to say this too.
Sup?
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 Hello.
All right. I actually did know Severin Succotash, Lane says. I had a feeling that he was going to be interested in coming on if he was hanging around, and maybe anybody else. So like I said, hit the link. I'm friendly, and if you're new here, come on in and say hi. But here's the first person.
Call to the public. Call.
Hello.
Hey, Lane. How's it going, man?
Hey, well, just to let you know, you're actually my third stream this week.
That you've been on? It's only the middle of the week, man.
I know. I was one. Well, okay, two, because I was on one yesterday and one on Tuesday. So
Okay, so let's start with the one yesterday. What was that one?
that was just a late night thing for one collectibles network.
Give me the channel name.
Oh, Collecting Weekly.
Collecting Weekly for figurines, statues, that type of stuff.
Yeah, and you've been contributing, and heck, I just gave away a Captain Rex hot toy figure that cost $260 for them hitting
All right.
50K subs. They're up to 60K now.
I usually just do toys, and I found this one finally.
What'd you get?
This is my Changeling Beast Boy from Earth 1, the Jeff Lemire one.
Ooh.
It was the only interpretation of the characters that I dug. But I was given by my buddy / customer / through different generations, former Comic Relief employee, co-workers. He gave me this, which is a vinyl Scott Musgrove. And anybody that maybe knows what Fat Dog Mendoza is, this is Fat Dog Mendoza-esque. Wrong color. But, these are fun. And I took it out of the box because that's the way I am. I roll that way, baby.
Well, let me just say real quick, Yule, it's great to be on with you. Thank you for just inviting me on for a little bit.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know. I had a good one this afternoon. I already have a load of food in my thing given to me by my aunt, uncle, and their family who flew in to visit my dad's younger brother. So my aunt's older brother and me. They're going to be coming by tomorrow, but they already dropped food off today. So I'm going to have, last year they came to visit and they left like 3 weeks of food for me to have to eat. A lot of turkey.
Excellent. Yeah, I can't wait. I haven't eaten since earlier today, and I really wanted to, but I'm trying not to eat after 10 o'clock. So this is kind of screwing that up. I guess I'm drinking my dinner tonight.
But
what were the other? So that was yesterday. What was the other show you were on?
Hot Toys Hotline, which is the main one I'm on, where I was a 1/6 scale specific discussion show, like the releases and the like pre-order kind of ones that went up and everything from the last week. So I'm on them usually weekly. Sometimes because of work schedule I can't on, but Hot Toys Hotline, we're preparing because I'm giving away 2 more figures.
And that one's on Monday?
Tuesdays. On Monday, sometimes I do unboxings for Collecting Weekly, but I haven't gotten anything this week.
So what are you giving away? You got 2 statues you're giving away?
Well, I added it up, actually. I lit the door and you guys can listen. I added up how much stuff I actually gave away this year. Up until this other thing. I've given away about $2,000 worth of stuff.
Now, everybody's like, what? Holy cow. But that's like maybe 2 statues already.
It's 1 statue and been about 5 or 6 Hot Toys. And,
Hot Toys.
Hot Toys figures are usually between $200 to $300.
Oh, are those, they're just like really articulate and
articulated in like 12-inch action figures, Iron Man movie. Like a lot of MCU, Star Wars, and stuff like that's been Hot Toys' main thing.
I'm a 7.5 at the most.
Yeah.
Usually.
No.
Like Marvel Select are too big, but if I get a Marvel Select, it will always be like a Hulk or it'll be a Thing or something like that.
I think like if you like that scale, but you want to get something a little quote higher end, something like Mezco or something like that are really good. They're like $100 or a little bit more.
I got one of the Yamaguchi. Amazing Yamaguchi. Let me show you this. I'm so sad. I did a whole show on getting it.
Hey, I just pre-ordered a freaking like Ultraman. That's like 6-inch tall figure. It's cost $100.
This is the fucking reason I didn't play with Transformers as a kid. Anybody that knows me,
I played with Transformers like crazy.
I'm the kind of guy that breaks shit all the time.
Well,
look at my Spider-Man. Look at my Spider-Man. He's fucking Kurt Connor's Spider-Man. But look at how cool this is.
Oh, like, yeah, that's that type. Yeah.
And they have so many. Anyway, I screwed it up. But back here, I have a cable.
Ooh. You know what, Yule? Perfect figure for you. I may have to look it up, see if I can find it. Would be an awesome Marvel Comics figure for you in that scale, but it's like a higher end one, so it is like 120, 130 bucks or something.
If I can't break it as easy, it would be the best
Well,
one.
that depends on you.
These are the better ones for me. Things
Yeah.
like this. It's got articulation, but you're not gonna, and I'll probably break it right now.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Well, no, but you're an older and responsible business owner now.
Yeah, right. I did that not too long ago. What are you talking about?
You now need to check Collective, which is a 1/12 scale figure. They did a comic Dr. Doom.
It's too big for me, man. I can't do it.
1/12 scale is 7 inches.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Oh, you're 1/6.
Collection 1/12 is your size.
Well, I'm not good at math.
Yeah, well, that would explain probably why you buy so many issues of comics.
I don't buy too many comics. People don't buy them from me. That's the fucking problem.
Well, that's the problem for all the retailers.
Look, I'm providing a service that people are not taking advantage of.
Exactly.
And then, as a result, I'm being taken advantage of by whoever I bought it from.
Yeah, Marvel and DC are the cartels coming after you. You know, getting your comic protection money. I gotcha,
dude. All right, so check this out really quick. I could do this.
So you'll. What I'm interested to know, because I had a couple because just kind of talking comic stuff and everything. So, for you, have you ever run into a situation where you sometimes where you, as Yule the comic fan, runs into Yule the comic store owner, like the retailer, with when you're having to look at and I'm sure you've had instances where there's a book you really like you read it, but you go, is this going to be, I really like this, but I can read the preview, or you read the solicitation and you're like, this preview of this book sounds like it would be something, it's definitely on the line to something I would like. But then you have to go, how many copies am I going to order? Am I going to order 5? Am I going to order 10? Am I going to order 20, or what, so on and so forth. And you run into, can I see other people, not me? Because, you got, that's the problem I guess you as a business owner can run into sometimes. For anybody who owns their own business, where you do sometimes maybe have your head in the woods a little bit, and you're trying to keep your heads out. And on the, and you can obviously many times have the reverse where you go, for you it's, but you can go, oh, but this definitely has maybe that cool factor or something that some of my subscription people I've had for years, I know this is something that would appeal to them. Or, it's like, hey, here's a new Spider-Man thing that's coming. So you're like, I may not care, but I know there's probably going to be, on average, when I've ever had anything in my history, I've had 10 or 15 more people buy this thing. So maybe I need to order more heavily. And how do you balance that out sometimes? Or do you try to, at least?
So there's a few things that are tough when it comes to things like that. There's the guy that remembers comic books, when it was a little bit more successful and the stars were a little bit more stars, and in some ways people have more reach with their fans now than they ever did, but I think we care less about their comic books a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So time moves on, and although Jim Lee can do a cover and people will ask for it, I don't know if he's necessarily selling comic books anymore. We're going to find out when he does Batman Hush. So I'm going to have a Jeff Loeb, same situation. So I remember what it was like when Batman Hush came out. Holy cow.
Or even with Joseph Loeb, where obviously not the same thing with Lee, but you can think back to in the 90s when Loeb would, before he kind of went off the TV stuff for a decade or so in the 90s, he did Batman Dark Victory. He did Batman The Long Halloween, which were very obviously successful enough. They've done animated movies of it and everything. It was that successful. and even for stuff that was bleh, even like Ultimatum or something, part of the Ultimate Universe, that book did sell, no matter
So
how
how many
big it was.
people from those days are going to come back because these guys are doing it? Or better than that, of the people that are reading comics now, how many of them will get excited? If they're not already reading Batman, are they going to read Batman because of these people? I have some people that only come in and get alternative books. There ain't nobody that cares that Jim Lee's going to be doing Batman, you know? It'll have to be glow in the dark for me to get some people that, that type of stuff. But I think it's still going to do very well. So you're right. I have to parse that. I mean, granted, it's a Batman book, so it should be pretty good anyway. I mean, Batman's one of my top sellers. It's just how much farther am I going to take those numbers? But right now, Absolute is a big deal, and people are coming in, and I'm telling them that next year that's going to be coming out. People know that the Justice League that they're buying has a Batman backup so that you can see the Hush stuff.
Oh yeah, with the number one.
And it's like, all right, let's get on this. This was so hopefully his style is still good for the audience of the past, and hopefully he can bring some people back in. So can the writer maybe. Other things like if they did it's usually when it's reissuing something that I can maybe, so like trade paperbacks, hardcovers. Just this week, we got in Warren Ellis's Desolation Jones, which came out through, I think, Wildstorm back when they first got purchased by DC. And it has art by the third, what's his name? I can't think right now. The guy who did Promethea. And it's really great. Like, pardon me, J.H. Williams, the third.
Yeah. I remember him
as opposed to the
Batwoman.
fourth, which is James Tynion. You know what I mean? It's the third and the fourth.
Well, no, I was thinking of the guy when you said the third because I was like, it's the same artist who did Batwoman who like quit and stuff when they.
That's the same one. Yeah. There you go. So great artist, and with Warren Ellis writing, it's basically this genetic. This manipulated through science freak, who's like this super spy kind of guy, I guess. And he's just like albino, and he's just he's got sunglasses on all the time, and he looks super cool. He's searching for Hitler's stolen porn. That's his job.
That sounds like something Warren Ellis would write.
But it came out in a really nice $40 book, and I only got one for the store. Now, at the old store in a bigger location, that would have been like 5 to 10 minimum. God, we spent a lot of money back then. But, and then there's other things like that, especially when it's reissues. That Brave and the Bold by Mark Waid and George Perez came out. Who really cares? It's me and a few other people. I've got to really sell them on it. And, so that's when it really is hard, or when somebody's coming back, and you all should really care that, Peter David's doing something, and nobody cares anymore. It's sad.
It's hard, like, because it's funny for me because I remember the discussion where I'm talking like maybe early aughts, like 2001, 2002, 2003, where they were saying the population was old.
Yes.
They were saying the population was old. Not everybody was dead like some other people were saying in the last 5 years, but it was old. And I remember hearing this going, I'm like mid late 20s going, oh man, what are they talking about? Because I was reading comics at that time. And now here I'm in that where I'm not old, but I'm like same age as Wes in his age bracket. And now I'm feeling kind of old where I'm like, now I'm part of the old population that is supposedly barely hanging on or reading comics or something. And, I'm like, how do we get other people in? But also, how do I keep myself in where maybe I'm not jiving with some of the more modern, leaving out the culture stuff or whatever. I'm just saying from newer, younger people coming in, or at least within, who are within maybe 15, 20 years of my age. They don't have to be like 22 years old, but if they're 30 or something, 35, they're still a good bit younger than I am. Like, how do their perception, how they're trying to write their stories, how do I keep myself involved? That seems like, for me as a customer, one of the hard things, because some of the things that the younger generation may want to write about, I don't, that's not what I'm thinking of in my storytelling.
The fan has to change their expectations, is what it is. And not necessarily like of accepting bad quality, but maybe, just maybe, it's time to move on from that thing that you've been reading. You can come back to it later, and probably it's a good time to get away from it right now. But as a store owner, I don't want to hear something like that. But a lot of time what will happen is a person will drop something and then they'll pick something else up. Well, I really like that. And I'm like, well, since you really like that, let me tell you about this. This is the time that I can tell them about something that's a different genre, maybe a different company. Maybe if you're dissatisfied with Marvel and DC, if you're dissatisfied with most of the Image books that are out there, Dark Horse is killing it right now. They have some really good books. Mark Miller's over there doing stuff, and although I don't think it's selling as well as it did for Image, or for me with an Image, those are still really good books. James Robinson's doing stuff over at Dark Horse, and there's some really good books.
Oh man, I would kill for some James Robinson doing some Marvel or DC stuff. Doesn't matter.
Well,
he could be writing that new Metamorpho series or something that's coming up or whatever.
I forget which customer clued into what I said when I was talking about Hyde Street. They were telling me that it's a really good book, even though I feel that Ivan Reis would be awesome on something I want to read.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is also, as a customer, I can say sometimes, happy Black Friday. Hello, Mr. Enzo.
Enzo, how's it going, man? And how's your father? How's it going? And how's your father? Happy Black Friday, you. Yes, we are. 20% off on a graphic novels tomorrow.
Yeah, it's
basically
already
anything
Friday
with
here
a
too. It's after midnight for me.
Exactly.
But I don't have to see. I've been off since Tuesday, so I don't got to worry about being up in the morning. No family's coming over till after 1.
I left the link in the chat if anybody wants to be brave and come say hi. I have a little bit more in this can. All right, it's empty now. This is just to let everybody know, a Belching Beaver No Worries beer, West Coast India Pale Ale.
Nice.
No worries. I live in California. Why'd you move? Did you have to move for a job? What's up?
Oh, for me?
Yeah, why'd you ditch California? I don't like quitters.
Well, I only I didn't have a choice because I was like, in 5th grade when I lived in Southern California.
I see. Oh, okay.
I mean,
didn't realize
I was a kid, man.
I anytime I talked to you about it, it sounded like you maybe just moved not too long ago.
Oh no! I mean, I've been in where I live now, currently in Texas, for 14 years.
Yeehaw! Do you have a belt buckle? Did you?
No, I do not have a cowboy hat.
Buckle,
I don't wear a belt buckle. I don't have a cowboy hat, and I have no cowboy boots.
You know what I was told? You never, ever put your cowboy hat on the bar like this, because they'll come in and just smash the shit out of it.
Yo, where did your hair go? Where did your hair go?
I shaved it, man. It was time. I have a beanie, and it always slips off because I have hair.
Really?
I don't have hair though, so like to keep it is like really silly. Michael Jordan showed us white guys the way. Michael Jordan did. Thank you. The thing that Michael Jordan did for humanity was to tell guys to shave their fucking heads. It was okay to do it.
But yeah, no. So it's
okay. So wait, before you go on,
going.
I gotta go back. If you look on videos now, they're doing an AI where they show pictures of all the different people that you talk about on the bottom of the YouTube videos. So in the last 2 live videos, I have some crazy people that we've talked about. I mean, Aaron Sparrow was on, so we were talking about a bunch of different people.
Yeah, Aaron will take you many.
But even me by myself,
Oh, yeah.
again, I'm pretty out there with some things. So, Bob Dobbs. All right, what were you saying, Baldy?
McBaldens. Yeah, I know. Takes one to know one, right?
I know.
So, I've been facing this thing. This is me as a customer, like kind of going where you are, where you try and direct us sometimes, or just trying to stay with the medium, is because I am a Marvel DC guy. I am the guy who would make Aaron crazy or probably make Jim crazy, is because I won't leave the big two to go read like Ghost Machine.
You don't make me crazy. I understand how it is.
I know, because those are the characters that I care about. Even if they're being run like I can't burn out of my brain. I can't, I can't look at Mystique and see.
I can't understand why you care so much about that. That first issue was good too.
The butt baby. I'm sorry, I can't let that go.
The butt baby.
Yeah, well, okay, maybe I'm, trademarked by Thinking Critical. The butt baby. Or, well, actually, I guess Joker was the first butt baby. That was the mud butt baby. But yeah, it's like I can't look at her and look at her as like buy a sexy cover of her. I can't even buy a sexy statue Sideshow just put up for her earlier last year, because I cannot burn that comic story out of my brain.
My God. That comic story is going to be retconned. Then what's going to happen?
Yeah,
You're going to miss out on all that great stuff.
It is part of continuity, kind of.
That's not when they retcon it. It isn't.
I know. Well, no, but see, that's the thing. I know they say they can retcon stuff, and I know comics have ever been evolving and had weird things change and whatever. But it's like I don't ever completely buy into some of those attempts at doing it. It's like when they told me after New Superman, during the New Superman story, where New 52 Superman merged with like old Superman back in the Rebirth era, and they told me Superman Wonder Woman relationship never ever happened from the New 52. That never existed. And I was like, that's weird. I remember must have like been imagining when I read the 29 issues of Superman Wonder Woman that I bought and read.
It never happened. Well, it never happened because it was a different Superman. That's why. Yeah. See, I don't want to get into it. That shit. Look, let's be real. If we were going to talk about people that fuck DC up, even more than freaking Jim Lee all by himself, it was Dan Didio. Okay, yeah. It was Dan Didio. And you know what? Truthfully, because a lot of people think that this dude's like a savior of comic books. Jim Shooter was bad for Marvel also, ultimately. He had way too much. There were some bad things going on at Marvel. But overall, all the great people that left as a result of Jim Shooter
over time hurt the guy.
Yeah. Like he chased John Byrne and George Perez away. If you were going to start a comic company in the 80s and you had George Perez and John Byrne, you're ruining the roost. And he kicked them out, basically. And Marv Wolfman left.
But
Wes on his show was talking about DC taking Marvel's sloppy seconds. Oh, they took sloppy seconds before, and it was good.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about like the leftovers that I got. Well, I got they're leftovers, but they're like, some grade A turkey and some other stuff that it was really good. So
are you okay with dark and white meat?
But yes.
I know I am.
But the other thing is, though, however, we're not in 1985 or 86, that might have been Marv Wolfman. However, today it's Vita Ayala and Leah Williams. There's a difference.
Well, they are going through their bunches, but Jerry Conway still went over to DC too.
No, but this is the thing though. But this is the thing I will say, and I can't speak as a retailer, but as a fan of comics, one thing I do like, one thing, and I get caught up in it too. There are years of bad and stuff. I think the problem is, I agree with, is there's too many books today because there's just not enough talent. I mean, 30 years ago, 40, 50 years ago, when you were having very high sales, there wasn't enough talent necessarily where you would have gotten as many. If in 1986 you had the same number of books Marvel put in out, we'd be saying, in the shop maybe instead of on the internet or whatever, about how like 2/3 of these books suck because there's not enough talent to
I
write
think
this interesting stuff.
this
But
is the same thing that every generation says, seriously. When Gil Kane in the 60s was doing Green Lantern and stuff like that, people said, oh, his good stuff was when he was doing anything before superheroes, And and then you get snobby about things. Oh, you like the Black album? Metallica's Black. I like the Sellout album. And then you get people like, oh, that's not even the Sellout album. They sold out on Injustice for All. You can only listen to the ones before that. And then some people are like, fuck you. I love that new stuff. And everybody's like, ah.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is, though, like, it just there's so much product now that, I mean, I'm not telling you anything new. You're the guy who each month or each week has to see the mountain of books you have to decide.
Dude, 2 weeks ago, I wanted to kill myself.
But
it was horrible.
I mean, it's just, but even back then, you had all the talent. There's too much product almost there, unless you're going to have Chris Claremont would be writing 4 books a month, and then
he definitely would. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Also,
Well, no, I'm just saying, but the overall quality, like modern times, we can relate it to Jed McKay. A lot of people crap on him. I think Jed McKay is actually good to very good. He's not like all time great, but I think he was writing 5 books in an event and all this stuff. The guys who are somewhat decent, or their name can help at least somewhat sell some books here and there, they get stretched so thin writing so many. That's what I think Josh Williamson has had a problem. Like,
right.
You should not have guys write, and it could be pay rate too. They're trying to do more stuff to make more money, that where you've got a guy can focus on it just like 2 books. It's one thing where Claremont have been writing 2 X-Men books, let's say, and where he was doing a crossover story. He was in those 2 books, he was writing them, so he was just doing each 2, telling his story, and maybe there was an annual or one issue someone else he had to talk to tie into, like Follow the Mutants or whatever, like, or anything like that. Had 20 Phoenix #1. Well, hey, my shop though, they had like 40 like Wonder Woman #2 sitting there the other day, but they sold out of #1, and they got reprint of all #1 Absolute Batman #1. And I was like, holy crap, you guys got like 40 of them. And they sold 30 of them within like 2 or 3 days. Phoenix sucks though, but that's all different.
Well, hold on a sec. So my Phoenix has been selling out, but I don't order a whole lot, and I do have to reorder. So that's doing well for me. The shop you go to has like 20 Phoenix #1s piled up. So I would not normally put the entirety of my books up on the shelf ever. Even if I knew it was my top seller and everybody was going to be coming in. So let's just say I have 100 of them. I'm not putting all 100 of them, even if I have enough space on the shelf for them. I'm putting up 50 of them, and there's 50 in the back. And I'm going to have someone come up and ask me about it if I don't restock it. And that really should happen anyway, because that's your job, working in my store. So Phoenix was one of Marvel's surprise freebies that they gave, according to whatever parameter that they have that we didn't know about, that you're going to get Phoenix #1s in addition to whatever you already ordered. And that was a lifesaver for me, because not only did I not go crazy on ordering #1s, people usually order #1s more than they do any of the other issues. And so I made extra money on that. But you, like I said, got to know, I never put all of them up ever. And some of them I gave away to people that were like, I'm done with the X-Men titles. Well, you know what? I got a freebie for you right now.
Yeah. Well, to help keep him or a series, like I said, he did subtle on this. You might not saying you are, but you might have liked that Phoenix the series. So you're like, hey, here's number one. I've been checking this one out. You may not like it. It's worked pretty good for me. Go here, check it out, see if you like it. You keep him involved in the line.
I just can't care personally about it. There's plenty of Marvel comics I don't read, and I like to make fun of Nova and Guardians of the Galaxy and anybody with a bow and arrow. Okay, I
so
know
you're not reading Green Arrow right now.
Yeah, Quasar. Did I say Quasar already?
No.
That guy's lame. Nova, I said Nova, but the entire
which
Nova Corps is lame.
Okay, man. Now, so now you are crapping on my boy Rick Ryder.
Dick Ryder? Yeah, I am. Your guy's name is Dick Ryder.
Yeah. So hey, just for the heads
well,
up.
Well, they were naming that guy in the 70s.
Oh, I know.
Oh, my guy's name is Bruce.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say right now, guys, just so you do know that this is sometimes, because I will call and talk to you. This is the kind of conversation we have sometimes. So
no, it is not. Hating on Quasar, unsubscribe. Listen, Laura, you've heard this before.
Yeah.
Come on now. We all have our things. What? Well, you like Spider-Man, Yule? Yeah, I do. I like Spider-Man. What are you gonna do about it?
I had a lot of fun this week because, as you know, Yule, I'm a Green Lantern guy. Like that's Green Lantern.
Oh, Green Lantern! It moved, by the way.
Yeah.
I have these comics behind me, and they're my cigarette comics. Green Lantern's gone from there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody. Nobody cares. So sad.
But it was because as a Patreon member, I'm on the highest tier with Ask Doc questions, which I still have to do mine for this week tomorrow.
You do Patreon for Thinking Critical?
Yep. Oh yeah, Patreon Thinking Critical West does.
Now you join our channel. You're one of my channel members.
Yeah. But and one of the tiers where you can ask him questions. So I had to listen to Doc. You might remember this is one thing you weren't on, but he cracked all over the emotional spectrum in the different Lantern Corps on the Saturday before last or something. That's one of the few times I basically, in my question went, this is one of the few times I'm going to say fuck Doc. Because I went at Doc and I basically said, Wes, you need to tell him 5 reasons why he's completely wrong with this and why the Lantern Corps and everything are awesome. So that turned into like an 8 or 9 minute answer from Wes. Explaining.
And Wes was okay with that?
Oh yeah, he was more than happy to.
So check this out. Not only does the Lithidler say, Doc, noted hater of things, duh. But now, going back in the past just a few seconds ago, Lithidler also says, Jed MacKay is aggressively mediocre. I read it this way. Jed MacKay is aggressively mediocre, but Marvel is probably going to burn him out in a not too distant
Wow. There's a Yule aggressively trying not to be mediocre.
Excuse me. I don't think he's aggressively mediocre at all, unless you're talking about his crappy Moon Knight that everybody seems to like in my store. But I like his Avengers a lot, and I'm really enjoying his X-Men.
Because I feel like that was a shot at me, considering I multiple times told you that I love Jed MacKay. Moon Knight.
I like Jed MacKay. I just don't like his Moon Knight at all.
You're black.
I'm sorry. All right, so
I'm just giving you a hard time.
This is what I don't like about superhero comic books.
What?
I don't give a flying fuck about your religion. I don't care about you being a fucking Jew or a Catholic or whatever the fuck you are.
Or a Conchuan.
Well, he's that and Jewish. So what the hell? How do you? Well, oh yeah. How does your Jewish God hang out with Khonshu? And what the fuck happens there? It's stupid, is what it is. He gets more power when it's a full moon because he thinks it's real. That's the only thing that matters. But now he's a crazy guy. But now he's not a crazy guy because this fucking thing is real. It's stupid. His Doctor Strange was rubbish. You know what? He used Clea, and that's the only thing that matters.
Confirmed. Yule Clea simp.
That's right. Well, I wouldn't say a simp. I'm not laying with a black cat.
Yeah. Well, okay.
By the way, I'm fighting you.
Yeah, I'm you know.
Whip.
I can't argue. No. Well, I know I'm a Peter Parker black cat simp. But
yeah, and she's back, baby. Did you notice that in the last issue? She's back, baby.
I'm not reading Amazing Spider-Man.
You're missing out. Black Cat's back, baby.
I am shocked because they had her date a woman recently. The last time.
Yeah, and she's like, "Yeah, it didn't take." All right, she didn't say that, but that's how I read it.
Well,
okay?
that'll be great. So this will be like Hush with Catwoman and Batman, where it'll last the rest of the story, and she'll either get killed or like they'll get erased from his memory, so that the Justina Ireland, whoever the terrible writer will be. Like
I'm gonna write that what if that y'all were talking about in chat, and I'm going to what if Yule fixes the Marvel U and he's gonna take all the lame characters or all the things that happen to lame people, and they're all just gonna get a room and they're gonna go, it didn't take.
Well, I think it's a tough thing for me because. Like one thing as I've told you before, I love X-Men, but I can't take the X-Men books. Like I try.
X-Men's way better now. Doc and Wes and all of them are so wrong about the X-Men right now.
I think more like they do.
Exceptional X-Men. Why would you think that would be good? NYX. Why would you ever think that would be good? Well, did you really ever think it was good, except for Steve McNiven doing the artwork? Really? Or no, Joshua Middleton doing the artwork? Yeah. No, it was never better than that. So 3 issues. X Factor, personally, I am a Mark Russell fan, but I could see how some people wouldn't like it. X-Force, why would you like that? I mean, they only gave you Deadpool in the first issue. There's no reason to read this shit. And with the exception of like the Mystique miniseries, and you have your reasons, I don't really need to read this stuff. It's X-Men. It's Uncanny X-Men. You don't need to read anything more.
I mean, they showed that with the quote crossover.
They're going to have a crossover, and you know how you know that you don't need any of those other titles because they ain't involved,
and they're all.
They finally figured it out. Yeah. Let that other shit just exist, and I don't want to read it with this other stuff.
Yeah, so my thing is like I've been kind of figuring out the next direction I want to go in. Oh, almost done. Yeah,
we're almost done.
Yeah,
that's how the show's running now.
Okay, on alcohol, I noticed. But like, so I was looking for like, how do I want to go? Because like a bunch of my miniseries ended that I was reading this month. So I decided I haven't read Symbiote's stuff since King in Black. So I'm getting all new Venom, and I'm going to read Eddie Brock Carnage and hope they don't suck. I tried to read Carnage the last series they started, and I made it 2 issues. And
I can't believe you read that. I can't believe it.
What?
But whatever. Teach Sharon.
I haven't read Venom in a couple of years. I haven't read Venom in a couple of years.
What was the best Venom comic book you ever read?
Separation Anxiety, like 30 years ago.
Which one?
Separation Anxiety that introduced the life symbiotes. Hey, I'm a fan.
Awesome. That's great. Wow.
One of my favorite female characters is the Scream. Like I played Maximum Carnage back in the day with the red thing on the thing, and I'm not gonna be like Popeye to Power Up. Well, don't worry. There's Popeye the Killer Man or whatever.
It's called I Lie Popeye, and it's awesome.
Yeah, but
I don't know. That's a different thing.
I'm interested though because I
Have you ever heard Popeye the Sailor Man? I live in a garbage can. I eat all the worms and I spit out the germs. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
No.
Have you ever heard that before?
No, I'm safely saying I've never heard that.
All right. Here's one. Have you ever heard
What was that one I saw?
Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile lost a wheel and the Joker got away. Have you ever heard that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, no, because we are having come next year Popeye the Slayer Man.
Oh, okay. It's Popeye the Slayer Man.
He-
Is he
yeah.
fighting vampires?
No, he's
Is he gonna
killing
meet
murder.
Abe Lincoln?
No, he's murdering teenagers. It's
okay, I'm down.
Popeye went into public domain so that someone yeah, it's going
Is
to
Dave Goyer going to be in that? Oh no, that would be hot. I would be okay with that.
yeah. Well, he's going to be murdering some teens, and because it entered public domain, so that means it's time
I
for
got you. Well, I saw
horror
that
movie.
and I'm really sorry for my customer friend Bob, who really enjoyed it. But the Winnie the Pooh movie that they had, that Blood Honey one,
I watched the first one. Oh my god,
garbage! It was so bad in every way possible, and I don't think there was any nudity either. So it was very upsetting.
You got to see skeleton. That was about as much flesh.
Damn.
But
he ate radioactive spinach. That's right. All right, guys, hold on a sec.
It's almost out. Boom.
Wayne, I'm going to kick you out of the studio for a second, but I'm going to play a video and I'm going to bring you back when we're done.
Go for it.
All right. Everybody, thank you for joining us. Make sure you show up Tuesday. It looks like we're on still. This is the video I chose to finish up with.
What do you mean better in bed? Either do it or you don't. No. There are like variables that I might not be good at. Like what variables? Like, you know, giving blowjobs. What's the big deal? I never did it. You've never given a blowjob? Never? Stace, there's nothing to it. It's so easy. All right, gotta check it out. Sure. Relax your throat muscles. Don't bite. And slide it in. Good. Try it again. Good. Push it slowly, in and out. You got it. Okay. Can I ask you something and you promise not to laugh? Sure. Okay. When a guy has an orgasm, how much comes out? Quart or so. No, I'm just kidding. Just practice.